Hello my peoples, thank you for tuning in to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how fibroids almost killed me. Okay, first let me say that my two sisters had suffered from fibroids. I believe both were operated with fibroids. They removed the fibroids. They operated and removed the fibroids. Okay, so that's one thing. For me, I didn't know I had fibroids until one day I was in my house and I was laying down in my bed, and then I touched my stomach and I felt like a ball, like a mass on my stomach. It felt like almost like a ball. Then I really got scared and I went to the emergency room. And when I went to the emergency room, they did basically one of those cameras that go through your vagina. They put it up there and they get to see. So it wasn't clear to them, but they told me you might have fibroids, but you have to see your doctor. So I made an appointment with my doctor, the gynecologist, and when I went to the doctor, I let him know what happened, that I went to the emergency room. So I made sure that I told them why was I there, and I told them check the medical information from the hospital. They say that I might have fibroids, and they checked me out and everything, and then they called me back, and they say that everything went fine. So then I'm like, so do I have fibroids or not? But that doctor told me that I was fine. So since the doctor told me that it was fine, that I didn't have no fibroids, everything came out good. So I left it there, and the time went by, years went by, and one time I was in my office and I wasn't feeling good. Well, I hadn't been feeling good for quite a while. I felt like fatigue all the time. Like I used to get tired very easily, and also I had gained a lot of weight. During that time, I wasn't feeling good. Sometimes I would feel like when the light is gonna go out but doesn't go out, like it goes like out for like seconds. How I felt sometimes. I'm like, my light or myself used to go in and out. Like when you unplug something, it's gonna go, will come back right away, like seconds. So sometimes I would feel like that, like if my heart would stop, like for like seconds or whatever. But I didn't know what was going on with me. I was thinking that I was fine, because it was very like in less than a second, like it was, and then I was fine. I was okay. But this particular day felt, I was feeling that there was something wrong. And for some reason so I was in this office where we didn't have a lot of traffic because it was a new office. So when I wasn't feeling that great, so I said, let me walk out, because if something happens to me here, nobody's gonna, by the time somebody comes in the office, who knows how long would that be. So I thought of that. In a split second I thought of that, and I walk outside. When I walk outside the office, I just stand up. I stand up by this is a plaza, right? I walk out of the door, and I stand. There's a parking lot there, and I stand there, and as soon as I stand there, I the light really came off completely. I fainted. Like I didn't even notice me falling or anything. It's just like dark. So I fainted, and I was in the floor. I hit myself. The parking spaces, they have this block in the front, so you don't go. So I hit my head to that. So I wake up, and I was in the floor, and my head was right on that block. So I woke up. It was like, and I basically had a big. I hit myself in the forehead, and I got this big thing on my head, and so I fainted, and then I was like, that had never happened in my life. So after that, I called my friend, and she took me straight to the hospital, to the emergency room. They did some tests, they did some scans and stuff like that, and they find out. They told me that I had cancer all over me. They say, you have cancer all over you. I'm like, oh my God. So it looks like I'm gonna die, because they say that I had this cancer all over me. That's like, so what you don't want to hear. And I'm like, and at this point I had my son that he was 13. He was 13 or 14. And I'm like, oh my God, like what I'm going, like I already was making plans on who I'm gonna leave my son with, who I was gonna leave the custody of my son, and about all of the stuff. Because when they told me that, I'm thinking I'm gonna die. If your body, they say, is full of cancer. That's what the doctor told me, and I'm like, they told me that without even checking if that's what it was. One of the doctors say, oh, we send it so that they can check it and verify it after they told me that. But one of the doctors say, I talked to one of my uncle that's been in the medical field for a long time. He's been a doctor for years and years, and he said, yeah, you have that's what I had. That's why he said that I had. You had cancer. He told me that. I showed him your papers, and that's what he told me. And I'm like, so the whole time that I was, I was thinking that I had cancer. And what happened was, with the tumor, it wasn't cancer, obviously, it was fibroids. But they didn't know, because the way that it grew, it was weird. The mass, it grew, how they describe it is that it grew like a tree, like branches, and it went up from below my belly, my ovaries, where the ovaries are. It grew or until my heart. So it grew all over, and it got stuck in my heart. So my operation was from over here down to my belly button, like way beyond my belly button, like almost, it's like from down there all the way up. So they had to open me up and remove that. I was in the hospital for like a month. They opened me up and they removed all of that. So they had to. This tattoo that I have here is to cover the scar that I have in here, so that when I wear the shirt, you don't see but my scar. I would put a picture of my scar goes all the way down. So when they remove all of that, so it was a big operation. I had 5 doctors on there. There was a heart doctor, there was this doctor, that doctor. So it was at least 5, because it was a huge operation from all the way over here down to under my belly button. This thing grew like 3 branches all over my body. So they had to remove all of that, but they had to. It was intricate because it was by my veins. In the paperwork, it said that one of my veins they have to reconstruct it. That's how bad it was. It was a huge operation. They sent it for testing, and it came out that it was not cancer, that it was fibroids. And thank God that I made it through that I made it okay through all of that. Like, imagine, I think that day I could have died, because what happened was that the fibroids went inside my heart, and that's why when I fainted, it was like my heart stopped. I made it through a miracle. When I was in the hospital, I was there for a whole month, because they needed to get all the doctors at in the same schedule, so that they can be in the operation room. So that's why it took a whole month for them to do the surgery. So basically, at the beginning, I was like I felt bad, because I'm like, I have cancer now. I have a son. I want to be with my son, and I was praying, and then I started, I started saying to myself, I'm gonna be okay, and I just started thinking positive, and I started lifting myself up, like, to the point where one day the nurse went in the room, and I was dancing, and she's like, "What are you doing? You gotta stay laying down, because you blood you can get blood clots and whatever." So they made me go back into the bed, but I was trying to be positive about everything, and I was doing a lot of meditation. I was like really putting my mind in, I'm gonna get better, and I was doing a lot of meditation. The whole time I was like manifesting being healed, and I eventually, thank God, they removed that, all of that, and thank God, they saved my life, and I'm here to talk about it. So from there, I really changed my life for the better. I started eating healthier. I started exercising. I lost weight, because I was like 190, over 100, almost 200. I was almost 200 pounds. And then I started eating better. I stopped eating in restaurants. So I lost like around 50 pounds, but I gained like 10 pounds. And so basically, the fibroids almost killed me. So this is a message for women out there. Check yourself for fibroids and take it seriously. I went to the hospital. They told me that I might have fibroids, and I went to the doctor, and they told me no, I should have gone to another doctor, and I should have get a few opinions from doctors, and I didn't do that. I went to this one doctor, and he told me that I was fine, and I believed what he said. I ended up almost having fibroids kill me. So it was a very tough time. When they told you have cancer all over, and they let you think like that for weeks. I thought that I had cancer for weeks. So when they'll tell you have cancer all over, in your mind, you dying. That's it. So I was already making plans who I'm gonna give my son with, my financials and things like that, because I'm gonna die. But thankfully, the operation came up good. I was able to recuperate and change my life around. And now, that was 7 years ago, in 2017. And I'm fine ever since then. It took me a good year, around a year, to get better and to feel 100%. But actually, I felt way better than I did before I even got into, because I lost weight. I started running. I was running like 4 miles non-stop. Got in shape. I got way better. But it was like when you thinking that you're gonna die and then you make it, you change your life. There's no way you're gonna stay the same when you thinking that you're gonna die and you actually make it. You feel grateful. So ever since then, I feel grateful. Every time I wake up, I'm grateful that I have another day to live. I am so grateful that I was able to raise my son. My son is now 21. Now he's very independent. 13, 14. I still needed to be there, to guide him and this and that. But now I'm so grateful that now he's 21, and thank God I'm here, and I'm gonna be here for a lot of years, and I'm gonna see my grandkids if he decides to have any kids, and I take care of myself, like 80% vegan, and I try to exercise as much as I can. But like I say, fibroids almost killed me. This is a message, an urgent message to women who might have fibroids. Taken very serious, because they grow, especially if you don't eat good. I used to eat a lot of fast food restaurants, and a lot of chicken and stuff like that. And when you buy chicken in fast food restaurant, a lot of that chicken it has a bunch of hormones, a bunch of antibiotics. And imagine you putting all those hormones in your body when you have fibroids. That your fibroids are going to grow and grow and grow. And that's what happened to me. I was eating a lot of fast food. Take it serious, because it can kill you, like it almost killed me. But thank God I made it, and I'm super grateful. I wake up grateful every day, because I made it, and I'm able to be with my family, and I just love life. I'm a person that loves life, and I'm very happy that I can still be here. My son grow up, see him develop into a man, and I am so excited about life. I love life. Sometimes it's challenges and everything, but I just love to live. And that's my story. Your life is important. It's important for you to stay here with your family. That's my story, and I'm very grateful. And this is a video that is important for people to hear. Thank you for listening. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and thank you again for watching my video. Bye. Thank you.